So when Wright looked at the use of Hug in the care home that he was studying, what really came out, I suppose, was the importance to the staff of physically lifting people. It was an important part of their job every day. They had to often lift people out of beds to bring them to activities, to bring them to the shower, bring them to the toilet, bring them to meals, and so on. And so it was very much a part of their work. And perhaps surprisingly, it was a part of their work that they enjoyed and valued. Why did they enjoy and value it? It was because it was one of the few opportunities where they actually had to have had any physical contact with the people in the care setting. So generally speaking, people didn't have physical contact with each other. Japan is not a highly tactile society in terms of people touching each other. But this was an opportunity to have this tactile care. So you can imagine if you're lifting a person out, especially a frail person, maybe who's got fragile bones, or has osteoporosis or aching muscles and so on. It's no simple matter just to hoik them out of the bed and put them into a wheelchair. You have to be very communicative about does this hurt, does that hurt, are you comfortable? And there's lots of micro adjustments that you're making all the time, as well as looking after your own back and your own physical safety. So what the workers were saying to Wright was that they really enjoyed this tactile care. It was also important for developing what that Japanese term there, anshin, peace of mind, that a nursing home can be quite a conflictual place. It's noisy. There's a lot of potential conflict going on. There's people that don't want to be there. Why am I not going home? Where are my relatives? Why is nobody coming to see me? I'm bored. I'm whatever. I don't like the people that are around me. So there's a lot of potential conflict going on in that setting, and what they call peace of mind. The aim is to have peace of mind within the setting, to have it calm, people getting on with each other, people having a predictable pattern to their day and so on. And what was found was that Hug was seen as disruptive and alien to this. So, you can look at it there. It's a big clunking piece of machinery. Is it the sort of thing you'd want coming into your own bedroom or sitting room?
I don't think so.
It's not a discreet or minimalist looking piece of machinery. So what they found was that it was disruptive. People, sometimes they were scared of it. They were thinking, what is this thing? What's it doing here? So it was disruptive to the everyday atmosphere, to the goings on in the nursing home. So again, the staff, weren't too happy about this. So that was one of the main. Even though it was there, they didn't use it.
Right.
And I suppose what it shows here is, and Wright makes this point in his book, that the difference between a generic understanding of the users of robots, and then an individualized understanding. So in this case, older people. So the engineers sort of had a notion of the stereotypical older person. Yes, they need to be lifted. They're not able to move onto their own steam. Therefore, it would be great to have a machine that can lift them and to do that safely, and thereby, save money on insurance claims maybe, or workers' compensation for people who injure themselves.
Yes.
So they have a general idea of older people. The care workers have a very individualized notion. So, Ms. X has to be lifted in a particular type of way this week, but next week she's been to hospital for an operation on her leg, so now I have to lift her in a different sort of way. Today she's particularly grumpy and not happy, so I have to be very careful. Tomorrow she's much more light-hearted and playful, and I can play around and
So it can be personalized.
So it can be personalized. So it's a very different understanding of the user of a robot. And what Wright points out is there's this big gap between the robot engineers who are in their robot research center, very much separated from the care work environment, and because you're not getting that interaction, that user-centered design, as it's called,
Yes.
there's a real different understanding